At this point, you can filter and select data, but analysis usually goes beyond that. You want to be able to ask questions like, what's the average score? Who has the highest GPA? Can we sort the data frame to see them in a specific order just like we could do in Excel? And this video is where we're going to be answering all of those questions. Here I have a data frame where I have name, score, and GPA as columns. Let's go ahead and print that out just to see what it looks like. All right, here we go. Since all of these columns here are basically Panda series, we can do the same operations that we've done on a Panda series before. So I could do data frame score, and I can get the mean or the average for all of those numbers here. And here we go, we get the average score is 87.5. Similarly, I could do data frame score, and we use the describe function. And here we go, we get all the stats about that one column. But because this is a data frame, meaning I could potentially have a lot more columns than just two numerical ones, we could do data frame.describe, and this will perform all the statistical operations for all of your columns all at once. So here we go, for our scores, here is our count. We have 4 columns. Here's the average, or here's the mean for them, standard deviation, and all of your quartile information here. Same goes for the GPA, and we're able to get them all at once in one operation. Now let's talk about sorting. Let's take a look at our data frame one more time here. All right, I'm gonna change my data frame so I use the names here as my indexes. So I'll do data frame.set index, and we'll use the name as our index now. We'll make sure that we do this in place. And let's print it out. Here we go. So now sometimes you want to sort your data frame based on your row index. So to do that, we would do data frame.sort index. Here we go. So we basically get the data frame sorted by their index here. Now, if I try to see the data frame again, it all goes back again, and that's only because I missed adding in place. Now this should retain it or should persist it into the data frame itself. So if I run it again, here we go, my data frame is sorted and the order has been persisted. We could also sort our data frame by the values. So I could do data frame.sort values. And here I would need to provide what is the column that I need to sort this by. So I want to sort this by the score. And if I want to retain this, or if I want to persist this, I'll have to provide the in place property. And let's go ahead and print it. Here we go. We have resorted or reordered our data frame based on the scores, and they show from the lowest to the highest. Let's do this again with our GPAs. All right, here we go. And if I run it, the data frame again has been sorted by the GPA values from the lowest to the highest. Okay, what if I want the opposite? I actually want it to go in a descending order rather than an ascending one. All I need to do is provide my ascending property is false, because that is the default value for it. And if I run that, here we go, we get the data frame sorted from the highest to the lowest. A little tip here, if you hover over your sort values function, you can actually see a lot more information about how you can use the function. So here it shows you all the parameters that you could use. So for example, there's a parameter for the column name, so the by, and there is axes, ascending, in place, kind. So this kind function here basically allows you to choose the sorting algorithm that you want to use, whether that is a quick sort or a merge sort or a heap sort, whatever you choose. So if you're curious, always make sure that you hover over your function to learn more about what they could also do. Now, finally, if you wanted to flip your data frame here so that you have the rows as columns and the columns as rows, we would just do df.t for transpose. And if I run that, here we go. We get this flipped. So now my rows have become what used to be my columns, and my indices become my column names instead. Now that's the end of our pandas introduction. We went from raw lists to NumPy arrays to data series and data frames. And now we have the core tools for any real world data analysis project in Python.